Hey all, Hipper here. With the new update being about British cruisers, I think we should do a few British cruiser videos here. I'm using Tenant, an agile build with Tesla and Baltimore on, which is probably one of my favorite cruisers in the game, which is the Albemarle. It's just so versatile. It is squishy, yes, but yeah, not as squishy as Minotaur, that's for sure. So 3 heals, 3 sonars, and 3 radars. So a pretty good setup there. 11-second reloads, okay. 2.4 rudders, okay. And the speed is okay as well. So a pretty average agile cruiser, but it's just so versatile that yeah, that's why I really like it. So we spawn here on the sea flank, and we don't have any destroyers to cap. So that means that the Helena is moving in. Not sure I would do that in a Helena, but I'm definitely moving in because I just want to get in there and I want to use my radar. I know there's a destroyer here because I'm spotted. So and there's the torpedoes coming. So we'll just rearrange here and try not to get whacked. So I'm just gonna get within radar range and then I'll pop it. And someone's getting nervous over there. You can see the panic shots from the destroyer in the smoke, and that usually means that whoever's in that destroyer is not usually a destroyer main. So there he is. Just pop the radar and giving him the fright of his life. So it is a Friesland, so there's no torpedoes to really worry about. And with still 16 seconds left on the sonar, no, the radar here, I should be able to get in this salvo and then another one. And hopefully that should be enough, because the Dallas isn't really shooting at all. I mean, he has the best destroyer killing guns, but he's not really doing much damage to him. So luckily I get him with my last salvo here. And the Dallas buys it. For some reason, I don't know what happened there. Apparently the Miyoko must have citadeled him from, halfway across the map, which is, yeah, interesting. I don't know why the Dallas let that happen. So I'm just gonna make sure I don't succumb to the same destiny here. So I'm well aware I have an Atago to my right now, and I actually played against this player in the previous match, so I know that he is a very good Atago player, and that's why I am not rushing in to take him on, because I kind of want him to make the first move. So I'm just going to cap, and then I'm going to find a good defense position, and then I'm going to wait for him to, try to take the cap back. And I've played my fair share of Atago as well, so I know that going around this island here and start chasing the Atago in a confined space with 16 torpedoes waiting, that's a bad idea. Instead, it's much better to get the Atago into the cap here, because he's going to have to do that sooner or later. And there he is. So just going to make sure that he doesn't come in this way here, because that would be bad. So I'm just switching to AP in case that he tries to brute force his way in here. But of course, he gets the hint with all the torpedoes, and he seems to be re-evaluating his setup here. And I'm just trying to stay out of his sight so I can cap without getting reset, because that puts the onus on him to actually do something. And that's it. I've kept, and this is a major advantage on this flank now. So all I have to do is to set up some sort of defensive position here, and then just keep the Atago at bay. And if I can't keep him at bay, then at least reset him once in a while, so he's just wasting his time in here trying to cap. So most people don't brawl in Atagos. They play it like it's a fire starter from afar, but really, this thing is an excellent brawler. It's quite tanky, it's very maneuverable, and it has deadly HE, and of course very nasty torpedo equipment. And that's why I'm getting up to speed now, because I know this guy is going to take me on inside the cap now, because he did that in the previous game as well. So I'm just lining up, making sure I'll get a very nice citadel on him before I start to move away. And I don't get any torp hits on him either, which is a bit surprising because I'm having some very, very, very close ones there. But this guy is obviously running an agile build. And as you can see, he is just chasing me out of the cap now. Because he hasn't fired any torps yet. So he's full. He has 16 torpedoes. So I cannot be close to this Atago here. Because remember, Atago has forward firing torpedoes, making it deadly in situations like this here. If I start to turn around or go perpendicular to this guy here, he will be able to torp me, and obviously that's something I don't want. And I have much more health and a better heal than Atago, so I can just just wait it out pretty much over here and see if I can't get a torp hit. And when I need to repair, I'll just repair. So it's okay for him to take the cap. I mean, he obviously wanted the cap, so I'll give it to him. But I'm not going to let him actually cap. I'm going to keep resetting him and just be really annoying, basically. And from now on, we are going to pretty much play a game of cat and mouse in here. And that doesn't happen very often. It's very rare that you get two cruisers that are able to actually battle it out in peace and quiet without some meddling battleship, citadeling one of the cruisers from halfway across the map. But in this case here, I'm just making sure I'm not in any battleship line of fire, and then the two of us are pretty much just going to go at it, because he wants to cap, and I'm not going to let him cap. I already took this cap here, and I am not giving it back. Now, I know this is a 9 versus 9 battle, but you tend to get these, one-on-one battles only in the games where you have about less than 6 players on each team, because you don't have all those battleships everywhere on the map that's just able to citadel, well, anyone from pretty much anywhere. And that's why I would prefer the smaller battles. I've said that before. I like the ones that are 5, 6, even 4, and even 3 players. Actually, the ones with 3 players on each team are actually very enjoyable, because it means at a domination match, you have only yourself to count on when you need to take a cap, and usually the one who wins that first cap is the team that wins. And obviously, agile cruisers are extremely well suited for that. It doesn't really matter what you face in an agile cruiser. If it's just one ship, unless you totally screw up or something goes horribly wrong, you will win. It doesn't really matter. And obviously this red team here is not the best team in the world, and the poor Black Panther guy here, he has his work cut out for him, that for sure. And the only reason that we get to take this little one-on-one here to the next level, it is pretty much because that, the battleships on his team, they're just not very good. So it doesn't happen very often, but it is really a lot of fun. I love these one-on-ones here where 2 good players can really, show what they can do, and if you have different builds, it's very interesting to see how other players actually react. So the Atago is almost gone, and I really should just have picked him off there, but I get a fire, but no kill. So anyway, he wasted the whole battle trying to take my cap, and obviously he didn't succeed. And it's none of his fault, because as you can tell on the ship counts, the red team in this battle here were probably not the best team out there. So it was a fair effort, and it was a lot of fun. I love these one-on-one cruiser duels here. It is probably the best time you can have in the game, and especially when you're in an Albemarle and you're facing an Atago, 2 of my favorite ships. So every trick in the book, and it all comes down to who plays better, basically, I guess. Anyway, that was Albemarle versus Atago for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.